earth receive her king. The early church understood the implications of Jesus as Lord. Let me ask you, what would it take for you to endure being flayed? Being flayed in the first century in Rome was a way of torturing people to just do it for sport or to get them to say something that they didn't want to say. Being flayed is where you have your skin cut from your body and pulled from your body while you're alive. Now, don't think about it in terms of theory, right? That would be a really gross thing. I want you to think about it as history. It happened. Christians were flayed. Why? Not because they worshiped Jesus. They were flayed because they wouldn't say Caesar is Lord, that you're the ultimate. Now watch this. You are there before Roman soldiers and you have a way of escape. I want you to consider it. You have a means of escape. All you must do is say, Caesar is Lord, and you keep your skin. What would it take for you to have your legs and arms pulled from your body and not recant? To continue saying, armless and legless, Jesus is Lord, because our forebears, the early Christians, they died those ways. What would it take for you to be tied to a stake naked, to have Nero, Caesar, covered in a bear skin or a lion skin, coming to eat your genitals? That was Caesar Nero. He was a disgusting, despicable, disgraceful man that considered himself divine. He demanded worship. He said that he was the Son of God. But these are the kinds of things that took place, and all you must do to escape that kind of a beast, that kind of a state, is simply say, Caesar is Lord. Early Christian says, no, Jesus is Lord. You can take my life. I have no fear of death. It has no power over me. I worship Jesus. He's the ultimate. That is, brothers and sisters, the beginning of the early church. Christianity started as an enemy of an ungodly, idolatrous, pagan state. From the very beginning, and everywhere we've gone, by the way, people have recognized always the threat of King Jesus. Always. I'm going to point you to a little bit of a history here. I think it's important. This from R.J. Rushdoony. Tell me if this sounds familiar to you. Tell me if the quote, listen for it. I want you to tell me if it's starting to sound familiar to you. Salvation is to be found in none other save Augustus, and there is no other name given to men in which they can be saved. Sound familiar? Hang on. According to a German historian, the religious principle of the Roman Empire from the days of Augustus on was salvation by Caesar. Quote, salvation is to be found in none other save Augustus, and there is no other name given to men in which they can be saved. This helps us to understand the boldness of St. Peter and the total power he declared rested in Christ when he said of Jesus Christ, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. That really lets you see that verse in a whole different light, doesn't it? When Peter preached that Jesus was Lord, he declared war on Rome. Modern Christians, by their devotion to the state, have fallen into the pre-Christian error that the state is God, and only the state can save us politically, economically, and socially. War between Christ and Caesar, the Christians in Rome, was thus inevitable. The state and its emperors claimed to offer salvation. The church declared that salvation was only in Christ. Powerful.